All right. So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Um, 5 years, cause it took Meek seven.
Hmm?
It took Meek 7 years to get on. I mean, I know I'm Meek, but it took Meek seven, so it's like I've been rapping for 4. In 5 years, if I keep going at the pace that I'm going, I should be exactly where I want to be.
Hmm.
You feel me?
And where's that? Where is that?
Uh, I'm really just trying to be on. Like I'm trying to be somebody in the music industry. You feel me?
Hmm.
Like I want my everyday job to be going to the studio. You feel me? Doing what I love to do. You feel me?
Yeah, you
I'm
got.
gonna be a rich ass nigga. Basically, what I'm trying to say. You feel
No,
me?
definitely. You got. You got to do something you love for work. You
Hmm.
know. Being honest. Where when you made being honest, what was your mindset? You know, what like in the studio you sat. And did you write it before going to the studio? You wrote it in
Yeah,
the studio.
I actually wrote that song before I went to the studio because I had asked Judy for a beat and he ended up sending me that shit
Hmm.
or whatever, and I had wrote it. You feel me? But I actually had it for a minute. Like I had it for a minute. I had it for probably like a month. You feel me? And it was like when I'm with my dad and shit. You feel me? Like, and I got people over, like my boys to be over and shit like that, and like a couple of my uncles. Like, just cause I'm a rapper, of course they play my music and shit like that. But I be rapping and shit. You feel me? Like I always do some shit a cappella for them. You feel me? Like
Hmm.
yo, let me show y'all this new shit I wrote. You feel me? And like they end up recording it. That's actually what happened with the snippet that I posted.
Hmm.
That was a time where I was spitting it for them, and they had recorded it and shit. And that's when they heard it and they're like, yo, the shit went crazy on Instagram. Like my shit at like 27K right now on the
Hmm.
real. I'm not really sure, but it's in 20 something. You feel me? Make sure y'all go check. But yeah, so they was like, yo, you gotta go to the studio and record that. So yeah, I already had it wrote, but I just went to the studio and laid that down. But that song, honestly, it was very hard to come up with the name. Like I recorded the song and still didn't even have a name for the song.
Hmm.
But I was just being honest for real, you feel me? And that's why I named it that. Like everything I was talking about, you feel me? Like that shit was really from the heart. You feel me? Like everything that I go through, like everything that I said in the song, like that shit is no cap. You feel
Hmm.
me? Like I was just, I was in my bag. You feel me? Because that is one of them songs. That's why niggas feel it. You feel
Hmm.
me? But it's just like it was just one of them days where I felt like I had to let some shit out, and that's exactly what I did.
Hmm. All right. So when you in the studio, like, do you feel like your best songs come from you writing your
Yeah, cause
music?
I don't write songs before I go to the studio. Like every time I go to the studio, cause like I said, my producer he make beats. You feel me? Like he
Hmm.
make my beats. So every time I go to the studio, I make a new song. You get what I'm saying? So I make the song there. You
Hmm.
feel me? Like fresh song, fresh beat, write it there. I be in the studio chilling. You feel me? Like it's not like no shit where I'm on the time. You feel me? Cause we're on a team.
Hmm.
So it's like I just be in the studio chilling. Like we literally just be creating for hours and hours. You get what I'm saying? He
Hmm.
making beats, I make a song to it. Then we on to the next beat. I make a song to it. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, in the studio is definitely better. I feel like it's better to do that because it's like, mm, it's better to do that because that's how you feeling at the moment. Like you
Hmm.
get what I'm saying? Like you gonna do that shit there, like instead of because when I go to the studio with shit that I wrote, sometimes like it's hard for me to spit it. Like I don't be liking it. I want to do some new shit. You feel me? Like so that's why I don't really write before I go to the studio. I just every time I go to the studio, I make a new song.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about another favorite. You know, from the people. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a beat that Zewski made too.
Hmm.
Um, he sent me two drill beats. That song originally was supposed to be on another drill beat. But he sent me another one, and I was like, damn, like this shit would probably sound better on here. So I spit it, and it was like that was like another one where I was just spitting some shit for them, and they like, damn, like you got to go to the studio and record that. That was my first reel that ever went crazy. That shit only at like 15K right now,
Yeah.
but yeah, that song I was really just having fun with that shit for real, like no bullshit. Feel me? Like I was just talking, I was just playing around with the beat, and it just ended up to be hard.
Okay. Now that's one. That's a song right there. I seen that had a lot of hype behind it. Everybody liked that one.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that was before being honest, that was my most like anticipated song. Like
Mm-hmm.
niggas was like, bro, you gotta drop that. I took so long to drop it because it was like it started going crazy one day when I was in the studio. Like I had posted it, it came to like 300. You feel me? 300 likes, probably like 4,000 views. Then one day I'm in the studio, and then like randomly like all day like the it's a reel. You feel me? So it's going around.
Mm-hmm.
So randomly all day, just hella people liking it, hella people commenting. I don't know these people, feel me, nothing like that. So I'm like, oh, like my reel must be popular right now. You feel me? Like it's popping up. So then it started blowing up like a week later after I posted it. So went to the studio. I'm like, nah, it's blown up. Like I gotta shoot a video,
Mm-hmm.
but the video timing was like, you feel me? I had to wait. You feel me? It was a lot of
Mm-hmm.
shit, but we got the video done and we dropped it.
Mm-hmm.
But they was begging me for that shit. Like
Yeah.
literally, like they was getting tired of me previewing the shit. Like, yo,
Yeah.
just drop that shit already. You feel me?